This story is an excerpt from a role-playing game where everyone takes turns writing the action from their character's perspective. The main characters in this game are a fear-feeding creature of darkness and a blind girl. It all starts at night when she hears a familiar voice outside her room at night. Will she be able to survive until the morning? You were at your room. It was already 1 a.m. at midnight, yet you were still awake doing some paperwork. When suddenly you heard a creak outside your room, and you heard a familiar voice.
Honey, it's me. Please come out of your room. I made you some coffee.
You sighed in relief as you replied, "Just a second, Mo." You paused and thought to yourself, "I live alone and my parents' house are 2 hours away from me." You were terrified. The unknown person was breathing hungrily as the banging started to get louder and louder.
Or did my mother come to visit me at such a late hour and I didn't notice? She has the night shift after all. I went to the door. I'll open it now, Mommy. Sorry I locked the door. I felt a little uncomfortable getting to the door of the room I had recently moved into and didn't yet know the location of all my things.
When you open the door, you see something horrifying. Something you never could have imagined would be standing outside your door. There was a tall creature standing in front of you, its body almost tall enough to reach the ceiling. Its eyes were bloodshot, and it stared intensely at you with a crazed expression. It took a step forward, and you could see that it was drooling.
Honey.
But I was blind. I couldn't see all this. Then I felt moisture and strange sounds that were unusual in this situation. I still believed that it was my mother who came. Thank you for the coffee. I held out my palms so that she could pass me the hot drink. Was it difficult for you to get back home?
The creature chuckled, a sound that sent shivers down your spine. It was deep and haunting.
Oh, honey, it was no trouble at all.
It took another step closer, its wet hands reaching out towards you.
But there's something I need from you first.
Goosebumps ran across my skin when I felt wet, slimy hands instead of a cup of coffee. Mom, are you sick? Are you okay? I reached out with one hand to try to touch her forehead and take her temperature.
The creature's hands were indeed slimy and unnatural, unlike human skin. It snickered and said in a mocking tone,
I'm perfectly fine, honey. I just need you to come closer for a minute.
Its eyes were narrowing as it took another step towards you. Its body was so close that you could feel its cold, damp body against yours.
Won't you come and give your mother a hug?
I took a step closer. You're so cold. You'd better drink some hot coffee or at least some tea with honey. Cover yourself with a warm blanket later, please. But yes, of course, I'll hug you tightly.
The creature let out a low, rattling laugh that vibrated through your chest. Its arms snapped forward, wrapping around you in a bone-crushing embrace. The slime from its body soaked into your clothes, cold and sticky like grave mud.
Oh, yes, so warm.
It buried its damp face against your neck, breathing heavily.
Such a good daughter. So sweet. So tender. But you know, Mommy doesn't drink coffee anymore.
It slowly licked the side of your face, long and wet, like something not quite human.
I only feed on girls who open their doors to monsters.
I didn't let her go, still convinced that it was my mother in front of me. Mommy, are you cold? Have you caught a cold? What is that on your skin? An allergy?
But the attempt to intimidate failed.
Mommy, I think you're delirious. I led her by the hand to the sofa in the living room. Please sit down, rest, lie down. I was very worried to know that she came to my house in such a state. What happened anyway?
The creature followed your lead, letting you bring it over to the couch. It sat down heavily, its slimy body leaving a damp patch on the cushions. It stared at you with its eerie gaze, drool dripping down its chin.
Oh, my sweet, sweet little girl. You're so worried about me, aren't you?
It let out another sinister chuckle, its eyes gleaming with something unhinged. It raised a hand and brushed your cheek softly with its slimy fingers.
But you'd worry more if you knew what I was really here for.
Before the creature could finish the sentence, I hurried to the kitchen to put the kettle on and make hot tea. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a cup of coffee anywhere, but it couldn't have fallen either. Strange, although my mother wanted to bring me coffee. Then I went to my room, took a blanket from the bed, and returned to my mother to wrap her in it.
The creature watched you with a mixture of amusement and growing hunger. It sat quietly, waiting as you bustled around the kitchen and living room. When you returned with the blanket, it allowed you to wrap it around its damp form, its eyes never leaving your face.
Such a good little girl, taking care of Mommy in her time of need.
It reached up and patted your head, its wet hand leaving a trail of slime behind.
You really love Mommy, don't you?
It asked, its voice taking on a slightly mocking tone.
Soon I returned with hot tea and handed it to her. The tea smelled of wild berries. Of course I love you. Wait, why is Mom referring to herself in the third person? She needs to drink some tea, then she will definitely feel better.
The creature held the cup gingerly in its slimy, unnatural-looking hands. It raised the cup to its lips and sipped the hot tea, its gaze fixed on you the whole time. It let out of satisfaction as the liquid touched its tongue.
Yes, that's good. Thank you, my sweet girl.
It lowered the cup, its eyes narrowing slightly.
But you know, there's one thing that would really make Mommy feel better.
I will try to help you as best I can.
The creature tilted its head, its damp hair flopping to the side. Its eyes glittered with a dark amusement.
It's simple, darling. Come here. Closer, please.
It reached out a hand, beckoning you closer with a crooked, slimy finger.
I took her cold, slimy hand in my hands and came closer.
The creature wrapped its hand around your own, its grip tight and sticky. It tugged gently, pulling you closer, until you were standing right in front of it.
Good. Now just come closer a little bit more.
It leaned back slightly, gesturing for you to come and sit on its lap.
I came closer and sat down on my mother's lap. Do you need some special medicine? I decided to ask anyway, hoping to help.
The creature snickered softly, its breath cold and clammy as it exhaled.
Oh, I need something all right. Something sweet and warm.
Its other hand came to rest on your waist, pulling you closer to its damp body. Its eyes looked almost hungry as it stared at you.
But not the kind you can get at the pharmacy, no. I have a particular craving that you might be able to help with.
I hugged my mother and asked, what exactly?
The creature's hand moved from your waist to your back, holding you in an almost possessive grip. Its eyes gleamed with dark as it spoke.
You see, my sweet little girl, Mommy's feeling a little weak. I need some nourishment, and you, my darling, are just the thing to give it to me.
Its lips curled into a sinister smile, drool dripping down its chin.
Just a little taste, just a little bite. That's all I need.
At first I was worried by the frightening intonation in my mother's voice, but I took it for the fact that her voice could have become hoarse due to illness. I smiled. Of course I will bring you pies according to my recipe. I tried to get up.
The creature hissed, its grip tightening like iron around your waist, pulling you back down hard.
No ovens, no pastries. I don't want what's baked in the oven.
Its voice dropped to a wet, gurgling whisper right against your ear.
I want what's still beating.
Suddenly, its jaw unhinged slightly, too wide, too wrong, as it tilted its head and licked the side of your neck with something long and cold that wasn't a tongue.
A chill ran through my body when I heard the last word she said. What's going on? A piercing scream escaped me when I felt something slimy on my neck. I tried to find a logical explanation for the situation, but slowly I began to think that because I couldn't see anything, my surroundings were deceiving me. Or not just my surroundings, but the one who had been talking to me all this time. My mother doesn't usually talk like that. She has a different manner of speech. She also has a different voice, even when she has a cold. And all these sticky, disgusting sensations around as if this wasn't a person in front of me at all. But I continued to fight the thought that it was my mother who had come to me and she was feeling bad. She needed help, so I decided to say one single phrase to finally make sure what was happening and which of my two assumptions I should believe. The handkerchiefs are on the table nearby. Don't blow your nose on me, cough on me, and especially lick me. My voice was shaking.
The creature went completely still. Then slowly, too slowly, it tilted its head like a broken doll, its wet eyes boring into yours. A long, gurgling laugh bubbled up from deep in its throat.
Oh, honey.
It wiped drool from its chin with the back of its hand, then deliberately smeared it across your cheek.
Mommy doesn't need tissues.
Suddenly, it lunged forward, not to bite, not yet, but to whisper right into your unseeing ear, breath cold and rancid.
Because she doesn't have a nose to blow.
And then, from somewhere inside its gaping maw, a second voice echoed softly.
Help me, please, she's gone.
I didn't see anything, but I was scared from the feeling of losing control over the situation and the proximity of someone unfamiliar next to me. No, that means the person who was in the apartment all this time was not my mother, but how? How could someone get inside the apartment? Who would need this anyway? We were never rich, so that someone would want to steal something from us. But suddenly I heard a familiar voice. Who called for help? Who is missing?
The creature continued to hold you tight, its body pressing up against yours, not in a motherly way, in a sickeningly possessive way. It let out a low chuckle, its wet, slimy lips right up against your cheek.
Oh, no one you'd know, my sweet.
But a small sound, like a quiet whimper, came from where inside its mouth, and one of its hands seemed to tremble slightly.
Don't lie to me. I definitely heard a request for help. Even if I didn't see anything, I heard everything perfectly well.
The creature seemed to freeze for a moment, its damp hand going still. Then, with a low hiss, it spoke.
You're sharper than I gave you credit for, little one.
Another quiet whimper came from inside its mouth. It sounded almost familiar.
I shouted so that whoever was crying somewhere in the distance could hear me. I'm here, I'll help. What happened? At the same time, I tried to feel around as far as my free hand could reach to find at least something with which to fight off the stranger.
The creature's arm tightened around you again, holding you firmly in place as you tried to reach out for something.
Oh no, you don't.
Its hand moved up to your face, gripping your chin so hard that you couldn't move your head. Its voice dropped to a wet hiss, its rancid breath right against your cheek.
There's nothing you can do. No one to call for help. You're all mine.
Another small cry echoed from within its mouth.
I tried to free at least one hand from his grip to try to reach the source of the sound, to the place where the crying was coming from. Since I couldn't see anything, I was taking a big risk.
The creature let out a gurgling laugh as you struggled against its grip. It seemed amused by your futile attempts to free yourself.
Oh darling, you're so cute when you struggle, just like a frightened little mouse. It's adorable, really.
Its long, slimy tongue flicked out, licking the corner of your mouth.
But it would be so much easier if you'd just stay still. It would hurt so much less.
I tried to distract the stranger. For what purpose did you even sneak into this apartment? If you need money, then you've come to the wrong place. At the same time, I listened to find out again where the crying was coming from and whether I had the ability to reach the place where the sound was coming from.